This is Higher Ground, and Higher Ground is a space where I'm encouraging curiosity, asking questions, and maybe we're talking about some things that we wouldn't normally be talking about, but we're going to talk about them here. And something that I want to talk about that I experience that a lot of people are experiencing and is something that is very difficult to put into words is experiences with higher dimensional beings or ourself feeling like we are coming from a higher dimensional plane beyond just this human experience that we see every day. A lot of us are starting to realize that we don't know shit about shit. One of my really good friends would always say, I don't know shit about shit. And I've kind of taken that and applied it to a lot of things. And this is one of those things that I apply it to, is that we really don't know shit about shit. We think that we are just in these bodies on this plane, that this is the only dimensional realm. But a lot of things are pointing to that that's not necessarily the case. And I don't consider myself someone that follows any specific religion, and I don't believe that you need to subscribe to a religion to have a connection with God, with a force that is higher than ourselves. You don't. It doesn't fall under religion. And I lean toward something called mysticism. And for me, mysticism can be explained as direct experience with God, with this higher force, rather than just reading and understanding and having this intellectual relationship with God. It is an embodied experience of feeling this presence, of working with this force, of attuning our bodies to this. And I think a lot of people are, maybe it's you, are unsure where you come from, what you're made of, and mysticism, this direct experience with God, fills in so many of those holes. And I'm not here to teach a lesson on how to experience this yourself, because I can't really express that. But there are some things that I notice pull me away from this experience, and there's things that push me towards this experience. And I believe that this is all directly correlated with this feeling of being connected to higher dimensional beings, or ourselves being from somewhere else, or having an interaction with a higher dimensional being. So all of this is related. And so to have those experiences, I've noticed for me, the more pure my vessel is, the more likely I'm able to experience that. And when I say a pure vessel, I mean listening to our bodies, listening to what our bodies don't like to consume, to receive, to be around. Our bodies are so intelligent. This is like the root and the passion of everything that I do, and it is that our bodies are so intelligent and they know what they need and they know what they want, and our minds can get in the way and elude the truth that is right here. So when we're quiet and we listen and we remove ourselves from the things that don't align, we begin to purify our vessel, which is going to bring us to these opportunities to connect with these higher dimensions. And other things about pure vessel, I can go into some specifics, like who you are around, what you are watching on media, on TV, how much social media is being taken in, and being around people that don't make us feel good. Being around people who we feel like we have to compromise ourselves in an unhealthy way to be able to be around them. And I think a lot of this experience is also influenced by authenticity. And this is another thing that I love so much that has opened up my entire life. It's authenticity. It's being ourselves. And I think for a long time, especially as kids, we hear, oh, just be yourself. But do we really even know who our self is? Oftentimes we're still trying to figure it out. And so there's this journey of trying to understand who we are, to be able to express that authenticity. But I think the simplest form is, does this make me excited or does it weigh me down? And really tuning into the subtleties of those things, because one thing could also mean the other. And so there's a lot of subtleties around that. But yeah, when we're around people who we're not meant to be around, are we compromising our authenticity? Are we trying to please people? Are we doing things because of expectations other people have of us rather than following that internal compass of joy? And this is all a practice. But what I notice is through this practice, through this exploration, is that the more I'm aligned with that, the more I feel these higher dimensional energies come into my life. And the longer that I can hold that, the more that life expands in ways that I cannot explain. A lot of the emotions that we experience in life can be fleeting. But one emotion that I don't even believe that is an emotion, it's rather a state of being, is joy. Joy is just this state of being that we are gifted when we are being honest with ourselves, when we're being honest with others, when we are nurturing ourselves in the way that we want to, not because somebody else told us to. We have figured out that nurturing ourselves will provide everything we want, desire, and need in this life, and more. And compromise and living in fear will always just pull us away. And so higher dimensional is truth. Higher dimensional is joy. Higher dimensional is validating ourselves without something external and making the effort that is required. And that's when we experience God. That's when we realized God was here to be experienced the whole time. that's when we realize that what we thought was love was fear protecting us. It's here now for everyone. It's not exclusive. It's not exclusive to the people who have all this material energy, aka money, to go to these retreats and do X, Y, Z, A, B, C, D, cram it all in, that's something. But the experience of God is not exclusive. This is for everyone, regardless of anything you think you know about yourself. And when choosing this path of authenticity, oh man, we're gonna be met with barriers. We're gonna be shown places over and over and over again where we're willing to compromise. We're gonna be tested, because this path is not for the faint of heart, let me tell you. At least for me, it sure as hell has not been. There has been test after test after test, and some of those tests I don't pass. But guess what? I learn, I come back, and I pass the next time. And gosh, there are tests right now that I'm really trying to pass, and I'm sure you are too. And everything is just speeding up. But, even though we meet these barriers, what it does is solidify the foundation of who we are without necessarily needing to know, but it's this experience of who we are, and this foundation builds, and it can no longer be shaken, and we're now living in this version of us that we love. It doesn't matter who else loves us, because we live and die with ourselves at the beginning and end and every day. And someone else's truth is not always going to be our truth. I think that we are here to live a diverse experience. So don't be confused by somebody else saying, this is the truth and what's authentic to me, because it's not necessarily going to be what's authentic to you. And weed through that, swim through that, proclaim your truth, find your truth, live that truth. And the higher dimensions, the higher energies, the higher vibrations, the dimensional beings with messages and love to share, they'll come. Because it is all attracted to love. It truly is. That's it.